she said, she goes, oh, I'm just listening to your podcast. I'm on the Stagette episode.
She told me
and
that
I said,
too.
that was like a year ago.
Almost. Yeah.
like you're missing a lot of really good information between now and then. So thanks for not being caught up. So you'll probably listen to this a year from now, Melanie. Welcome to April 2023.
Hi, Melanie.
Hello. All right, Allie, I'm really excited for today. We're
drinking wine.
First glass of wine. It's been, I guess, since December was when we had our last drink on here. So that's really exciting. I will also tell you that I've been doing all of my liquor training at the restaurant. And I'm so happy that I know what's in an Aperol Spritz because we made it on the podcast that one time.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm all about it. And the nice thing with doing liquor training at a new restaurant is getting to try all the cocktails.
That's a great point.
I do that on my own time, but I'm just saying it's like now I can just work my way through the list.
Yeah, I love that.
I know. We should go and have a day where we could just try all the cocktails.
Okay, let's do it.
I like it. Perfect.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah. Yes, it does. Especially double cocktails. It totally does. Okay, so what shall we start off with? Do you want to do a little bit of some real estate stuff, or we should do some fun things?
Let's mix it up.
Okay,
so
perfect.
let's start with some real estate stuff.
Go for it.
I have the market stats for March. Oops.
Love me some good market stats.
Okay. So in March of 2022, Nanaimo, single family homes, the average price was $970,961. That's an increase of 31% compared to March of last year. There were 265 units listed and 150 sold. That means we actually have inventory, which is great. So
Things
great.
are starting to loosen up a little bit.
Yes. So that's fabulous. It's still a decrease of last year, less than 1%. So that's really insignificant. It's about the same. The units sold were down 21% over last year, which is interesting. But I think we'll start to see a big change in April.
Yeah, and I've also just noticed seeing new listings come up that they're not as astronomical in price as they kind of were before. A little bit more reasonable. Like, for instance, we found a listing that's on Layton Road or Layton Drive up by Westwood, and it's the exact same floor plan as our house.
Right.
And it used to be listed at 1.18, I believe, and now it's listed at like 980,000.
Yeah. So people have learned that you can't actually overprice the listings and expect to still get multiple offers. So we're actually seeing some listings that are decreasing the price.
Makes sense.
Well, it was like not a thing a few months ago. So
we're cooling down the market in some ways.
A little bit. Average days on market, 12, which is a decrease of 14% over last year. For townhouses, the average price was $621,416. That's an increase of 29%. There were 60 units listed, an increase of 40%. That's good. And units sold 34. So 56% of the listings in March were sold. That's a decrease of 28%. So it's a little bit slower. Average days on market, 14, decrease of 53%. And for condos, the average price is $469,205. That's an increase of 22%. Units listed 63, units sold 37. That's 59% of the listings.
Still pretty high though in terms of price.
That is a decrease of 3%, and the average days on market 15, which is a decrease of 90%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a condo listed the other day for $550. That's insane. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we're seeing a little bit of change, and it's interesting that we've now been doing this for a year.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of kind of peaks and valleys, and we're starting to maybe see it cool off a little bit, which is great. So it's still obviously a good time to get into the market.
Absolutely. I've been having this conversation with quite a few people over the last few weeks where, like, people have been waiting for the market to cool down, which it might cool down in the sense of you might not have to compete against 10 other offers.
Right.
But the prices are not going down. So a lot of people that were like waiting for the market to cool down have now completely priced themselves out of the market.
Right.
So do not wait.
And there's a lot of people that say the market is not going to drop.
It's not.
And if it does, it's likely only going to drop by 10%. Like it's not going to significantly decrease.
No.
But the hope is that there is this cooling off thing now. And so then what is it that they have implemented this cool down period?
That has not started yet.
Okay.
They haven't given a specific date for when it started.
Oh.
And they haven't given strict guidelines of what it actually is going to be.
Gotcha.
So basically it's going to be a period where you can submit an offer and then rescind your offer within, I think it's probably going to be 7 days.
Okay.
Similar to the real estate developers marketing thing, REDMA. So that's a thing that happens with new developments. So that's kind of what the idea is behind it. But that's all we really know at this point.
So that just means that you submit an offer, and if it gets accepted, you have 5 days afterwards to rescind the offer based on whatever your conditions were.
No. Well, that's the way it already was. You could just
rescind it for whatever reason.
Yeah. You could always rescind your offer based on your conditions.
Right.
If you had conditions.
So it's trying to stop people from doing these subject-free purchases.
So the point behind it is to protect the consumer, but like so that people, people feel the need to waive inspections,
right?
Because they're going to lose the house when really they should be doing inspections. And I'm all for inspections. I think it's important.
I agree.
But that's just the market that we're in right now. That you kind of have to go unconditional, otherwise you're not going to get the house. So in that regard, I do support the idea behind it. However, what is stopping somebody from writing 5 offers on 5 different houses and then picking their favorite one?
Right.
And then
like tying up everything in the market.
It's not fair to the other buyers. It's not fair to the sellers. So, I mean, I don't know how this is going to work.
Will it really work as a cool down? Maybe not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So I don't like it. And no realtors do.
That's actually really interesting because when an offer is accepted, you have to pay a deposit right away. Right?
It depends what's in the contract. Sometimes you
wait until your subjects are removed.
Yes.
Okay. So the thought behind it that you could potentially put 5 offers on 5 different houses and still have that 5 days after getting accepted offers on all of those things and pick whichever one you want.
I think that we'll see, if you're going to put in your deposit after subject removal, you're not going to get that offer.
Interesting.
They're going to want to see a deposit up front.
Do you think that there's a lot more like cash buys happening?
Yeah.
Right now? How do you have that much cash to just...
If you sell something.
That makes sense.
Especially if you're coming from like the mainland.
Vancouver.
You've got a lot of cash. Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting. But they don't know when this is going to be implemented yet.
No. Soon.
Haven't they been talking about this for a long time?
Yes.
Like a year and a half?
Something like that.
And so how is that really going to affect the market now? I mean...
I don't know.
Interesting.
They asked our opinion as realtors. We gave it, and then they didn't listen to us.
Shocking.
So,
yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. Well, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for your real estate update.
Thanks.
I think that should be the name of your segment.
Real estate update.
It sounds cool.
Okay.
It's like weekend update.
Kind of.
But real estate. Cool. Well, I do not have any TikTok tips this week. However, I do have a radio tip that I heard, and it's about the pollen count. So if you have allergies to pollen, which many people suffer from, we're now coming into the allergy season. And I just don't know who this woman is, but she has something to do with allergies. And she was on the radio.
She's an allergist?
Sure. I want to say that. She was talking about how you should be watching the pollen counts every day, and you should be looking at it hour by hour because different trees will release different amounts of pollen at different times of the day, and that you should be taking your antihistamines at a specific interval prior to that time because it usually takes your antihistamine about 4 to 6 hours to actually kick in, and that once the histamines have actually been released in your body, to like, you know, give you all those symptoms of the allergy, there's nothing that you can do to stop that at that point. So there's no point in getting the allergy symptoms and then taking a Claritin, because that's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But if you take a Claritin 6 hours before, you know that that's when the most pollen is going to be released, then you have a better chance of fighting through that. So if you have allergies to pollen, that's what you should be doing.
Perfect. That's a great tip.
Thank you. I don't have allergies to pollen, so
No.
I don't know, but
I don't either.
there you go.
But that has been my experience. I have other various allergies, and that has been my experience where if I'm exposed to the allergen, I just have to deal with it.
There's nothing you can do.
I can take all the allergy medication, Benadryl. It doesn't help me because it's already happened, and I just, you know, it takes me a few days to get better.
So for your allergy to like the glue,
Yeah.
for instance, can you take an antihistamine or like a Claritin or any of that kind of stuff ahead of time? Have you ever tried that?
I have tried that before. I was at a nail salon, and I think I knew for some reason that there was going to be glue involved, and I did take a Benadryl, which is a little hardcore.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a reaction, but I don't know if it was because of the Benadryl or because
just not enough glue or whatever.
I wasn't really that close to the glue.
Interesting.
So I don't know.
But your allergy has developed more, like it's gotten worse.
It has gotten worse, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't usually know when I'm going to be exposed.
Yeah.
So I don't usually have like the foresight to take
Well, 'cause
an
even
allergy
Band-Aids.
medication. Yeah.
Interesting.
And the Band-Aids, I'm allergic to adhesive. So,
But like a specific type of adhesive, isn't it? Like regular school glue is fine.
yeah, that's fine.
It's a semi-permanent and permanent adhesive,
Yeah.
right?
So it's like Band-Aids, not like eyelash glue. Like any glue that can just wash away with soap and water is totally fine.
Oh,
But like
okay.
eyelash extension glue is a problem. Nail glue, super glue. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that's why like you can wear fake eyelashes, obviously.
Yeah,
and
like
you could be
strip
around
lashes.
with strip
Yes.
lashes, but you couldn't be around if eyelash extensions were happening.
Correct.
Gotcha. And I find that so crazy because you have acrylic nails, but it's because you've had them for so long.
Yeah, I don't get tips put on.
Right. But then what happens like if one of your nails break, do you just take them all down to be short to match?
I could do that, but you can it's called a form.
Right. Where they form
So
it.
if you just do one or two nails that way,
It's not as bad.
I never break my nails, so I don't usually have that problem. But
Yeah.
I've had to do that before.
Yeah, I forgot about the forming. It's been a while since I've had acrylics.
You don't want to do a whole set,
No.
like that. So like when the pandemic happened and I had to take my nails off because the nail salons were closed.
Right.
What I did was I just got very short acrylics with
Right.
no
tips
no
or
tips,
forms or anything.
nothing. And then
Let your
as
nails
my
grow
nails
out.
grew out, then I was able to get longer.
Yeah.
So,
We should do a nail cam because both of our nails look really cute.
oh, mine are very basic
let's
right now.
Mine are like flower power.
Cute. Love.
I know.
I know. This has been fascinating. Me and my allergies.
I find it very interesting. I find allergies interesting only because
Yeah.
you tend to meet new people all the time with these very unique, specific allergies. And I think gone are the days where you're either just allergic to peanuts and soy and that's it,
Yeah.
you know? And so I just find it very interesting that you could be allergic to semi-permanent and permanent glue.
Yeah,
like
and that's an allergy that I developed because
Right.
I used to wear like press-on nails all the time. I got my lashes done. Like that was not an issue, and I didn't even have any allergies until I was like 20.
Isn't that interesting?
And I still to this day I don't have any food allergies or anything
Neither
like that.
do I. My grandma has developed an avocado allergy.
That's interesting.
And she's also allergic to strawberries, but only locally grown strawberries because it's something
you
in the
told me this.
ripening process. So she can't eat locally grown ones, but she can eat ones from like California because they've already gone through that ripening process by the time they've gotten here or
Interesting.
something. It's very, very weird. But she just doesn't eat strawberries at all because she doesn't want to deal with it. But like I've heard that a lot of people that get allergies when they get pregnant and they develop all of these weird allergies.
Because your body changes so much.
Yeah, I'm scared about that. I don't want to become allergic to something that I really like, which sucks. But that's just the perks of being pregnant, apparently. This is fun. Okay, well, I would like to talk about my Will Smith conspiracy.
Oh boy, my favorite topic. I'm like so over this whole thing.
So, since the Oscars happened,
Okay.
we didn't talk about the slap heard around the world. But through no fault of my own, my algorithm has just been pushing me some interesting videos over the course of the past 2 weeks that I'm starting to develop my own theory about the Will Smith slap. And this is just based on multiple videos that I have watched that give me different pieces of information that I am now formulating together to give you my opinion.
Okay.
So first I saw a photo of Chris Rock and he had like a slap pad on his face underneath his eye, and I was like, okay, well, that's probably definitely photoshopped, and I'm sure that it was, but I thought, well, that's kind of interesting because you wouldn't really be able to notice that right away on TV. And when the slap happened, we had to rewatch it about 10 times because I said right away, I was like, that's not real. That's a staged slap. It doesn't even look like it happened. Chris Rock barely even flinched, let alone like made any sort of movement to show that he really even got slapped. And the sound that it made was not like a skin on skin contact. It was more of like a thud, like a punch. Like it sounded like it was added in after. Okay. Like a thud, like to his
Stop
like.
it, that actually hurts.
I'm barely even hitting you. It's my big diamond that's hitting you in the shoulder. Anyways, so I was
She's
like
beating me up.
So anyways, I was like, okay, whatever. Like that's probably photoshopped. Didn't think anything of it. Well, then I saw another video, and it was of a TikTok that Will and Jada had made prior to going to the Oscars. So it was made that day. They were all dressed up in their outfits for the Oscars, and they were standing in front of a green background, and they were making all of these like silly poses. And the sound that went over top of the video said, "Good morning, everyone. God has let me live another day, and I'm about to make it everyone's problem." And that was the sound that played over. And I was like, that's kind of weird. So then they proceed to pose like a bunch of like silly times. And the caption of the video said, and this was posted by Will Smith, it said, "Me and Jada got all dressed up to choose chaos." Which is kind of weird. Like, what does that even really mean? Okay. Now, Will Smith is known on TikTok for making videos that heavily use optical illusions, CGI, mind tricks to prove the point that, like, it's not what it seems. That the internet is not what it seems, and that a lot of things are, like, fake on the internet.
Okay.
And you can go back through his TikTok feed, and he's got tons of these videos where he's doing all these kind of crazy things, and his whole point behind it is that, you know, you shouldn't believe everything you see. Which is interesting. And why would you caption a video, "We all got dressed up to choose chaos," and then have that sound over it? Weird. Then I watched another video of a girl who is an actress, and she has a lot of writer friends. And she was talking about how through her writer friend colleagues, and she said you can cross-reference like the writers on the shows that I've been on and the writers that are writing for award shows. They were talking about how they were all sitting around and writing jokes for the Oscars. And when it came to writing jokes for Chris Rock, somebody brought up the G.I. Jane joke. And everybody else in the room was like, "Oh, that's so crazy. You know, if you told that, Will Smith would come up on stage and beat your ass." And they were like, "Wait a minute. It's actually a really good idea. Like, it would really work for ratings." So then they apparently, allegedly, went through all these different approvals and kept kind of moving up the chain, and were very surprised that they were met with like, "Yeah, no problem. Let's try it. Let's do it." Apparently, both Will and Chris were on board with it, and that they didn't know if the joke was actually going to be put on the teleprompter, but if it was, Will and Chris knew that that was going to be the case, and that it was essentially saying that it was staged.
Okay.
And so that's why there was a bit of a shock factor from everybody else, because only those two would know that that's what was happening. Now, that's obviously completely hearsay, so there's no way of knowing if that's actually legitimate, but it was a very interesting video because the girl seemed very true. Now, the only other thing that makes me think that this is maybe staged, and this is very far out there, is that when Will Smith was saying his acceptance speech, he made a comment about how right before he did that, Denzel came up to him and was talking to him about how when you're at your highest is when the devil comes for you.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of celebrities in Hollywood talk about, is the devil comes for you, or the devil. They reference that a lot. And a lot of them say that they have to sell their soul in order to get fame. And some people have made comments about that being like Harvey Weinstein or people over the course of Hollywood who are like operating Hollywood, like the top kind of producers and directors and everything in Hollywood that are choosing who's in these movies. And I just find that really interesting, because now the aftermath of that is that the Academy says, you know, we didn't have a protocol for this. We didn't really know what to do. We asked him to leave and he refused, and, you know, we handled it poorly. But now Will Smith has resigned from the Academy. And my far out opinion is that maybe Will Smith has gotten, or him and Jada have gotten themselves wrapped up into something, and this was a way for him to get out without having to do something else. I don't know what that looks like. I just find it interesting, and the information is kind of there, and I haven't read anything else about it. I'm just saying that there's a few little breadcrumbs that I find very interesting that makes me believe that I don't know if it was just an off-the-cuff thing. A part of me believes that maybe it was staged.
Okay.
So I'm very just open to whoever wants to say anything to me about that. So
all right.
You send me your thoughts.
Okay.
That's it.
Sounds good. Should we jump into our millennial quiz?
Yes, we should.
Okay. I have another sound clip.
Ooh,
so
I love sound clips.
Yes. Because, you know, a theme song is just, the theme songs are just not as good nowadays.
Good old sound clips.
Okay. Let's start with this one. Who is this?
That is from the show Dinosaurs.
Yes.
But I don't know the names of them.
I don't know either. I think it's just like...
but it's from Dinosaurs.
I think the baby's name is just Baby.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I remember it being really funny.
I remember that show, I was a bit too young for that show when it was on.
I watched it like definitely like later, not like when it was like originally airing.
Yeah, I believe that I only probably saw like an episode or two kind of thing. Like, I don't really remember watching it, but yeah, good show.
Yeah, really, really good show.
Dinosaurs. Was that a Canadian show? Do you know?
I don't think so. I think it was on like Disney.
That makes sense.
I could be wrong about that.
No idea.
I definitely watched it on Family Channel.
Oh, okay, that would make sense.
So, like, Family Channel had like all kinds of like mishmash of different like Disney and Nickelodeon, and
yes, they did.
I don't know what it originally aired on.
Do you remember the show Life with Derek?
Yeah.
That was a Canadian show, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I read that the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Fun fact.
Okay, so this, obviously you know who this is.
Okay.
But what is this?
Is this for like her perfume line or something?
This is
her CD.
This is Paris Hilton's CD album called Paris.
Paris.
It came out in like, I want to say like 2004.
Is this where Stars Are Blind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I loved this CD so much.
I'm not even remotely shocked about that.
There's like really good songs.
Really?
Yes. Yes. And my thing was like, I would always listen to it like while I was like writing a test or something at school. Like, I felt like it made me smarter.
Who would have ever thought that Paris Hilton would make you feel smarter? That seems like a bit of an oxymoron.
There's some really good songs. I definitely recommend checking it out.
I don't deny that. I mean, I like Paris Hilton. It's just so funny that like early 2000s era where everybody was an actress and a singer, and everybody had an album.
Well, it's funny because, okay, so I listened to her podcast.
Oh, I didn't know she had one.
Yeah, it's not the best, but it's got some interesting parts. So she was talking about her album the other day because she had a guest on that was like, I loved your album. Like, all the songs were really good. And I was like, fuck yeah, I agree. Like, and asking her like, why didn't she like go on tour and stuff? And she was supposed to go on tour, but whatever boyfriend she had at the time didn't want her to go on tour.
What a surprise.
And convinced her not to go. And what a mistake.
So lame.
What a mistake.
Well, yeah, especially because she's doing like DJing stuff now and she loves it.
Yeah.
I do remember that she had a podcast because I remember the one clip that I saw where somebody was on with her. Aubrey Plaza, maybe?
Maybe. No, I don't think so.
Audrina Patridge? I don't know. But I don't know who that is. But anyways, they were like showing a picture of a guy and they were like, oh, I don't like this guy. And Paris was like, I used to date
that was
guy.
Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings.
I love Whitney Cummings.
It was really, really funny. And so that's the only clip I've ever seen of
she's
her
like,
podcast.
I dated him.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Super funny. I love stuff like that. So great album. Definitely recommend checking it out.
1 out of 10.
Disagree. I would say it's like a 9 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Anywho, okay. Who are they?
Oh, is this from the show Popular?
No, it's not. This is from a music video.
Oh, then I have no idea.
It's Bewitched. C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. C'est la vie. Da-da-da-da-da. C'est la vie.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yes. I know the song, but I've never seen the video.
I used to watch it on the hit list.
Yeah, what a surprise. One hit wonder, that's
yes,
for sure.
100%. Yes, they were Irish.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So they actually might not have been one hit wonders, probably just over here. They could have been a huge success in Ireland. We just don't know. Could be wrong.
Interesting.
Could be wrong about that. Anyway, okay, this one, I feel like you're not going to get this one, but
You have such faith in me.
I know. But this one, I have a musical accompaniment. How do I say that?
Accompaniment.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
It's the wine.
It's not. That's
It's
a
the
sad
first glass she's had in months, and she's just like gone.
thing. Okay. Who are
Was that
these?
Teletubbies?
No.
If you go out in the woods
No.
today. Oh, okay. I don't know. It's not the Care Bears, but
It's not the Care Bears.
I don't know.
Gummy Bears.
What?
That was a Disney show, and I'm gonna play the theme song because I remember it so well. I loved it.
I'm gonna know the theme song.
You probably will
I'm
know
going
the theme
to.
song. Okay, sorry, one sec.
Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly with stories to share. All in the forest they sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Oh, I do know this song.
Vision that's beyond compare.
I feel like
Wow.
the theme song was better than the show.
That slaps, Allie.
right?
Gummy Bears.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
How had I never watched the show? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I think that was before my time, to be honest.
It might have been. I don't know when this was on. I watched it on Family Channel.
Fair.
So-
I'm gonna have to do some of these to you because you have very different memories than I
Yeah.
have.
Well,
Are you just picking these? Like, are you just thinking of
I'm just
them?
yeah.
And
I sit there and I'm like, what do I remember from my childhood?
I'm gonna do that. Oh, I already have one.
Okay. Here's a good one. What is this? Who are these people?
I have.
You probably
no
forgot
idea.
that this even happened.
I don't even know this. Well, it's Tyra Banks and Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what this is.
This was a movie called Life Size, where Lindsay Lohan wishes
What?
that her doll would come to life.
And Tyra Banks with the doll?
Yes.
How have I never seen this?
I don't know. You would love it.
What's it called? Life Size?
Life
I
Size.
have to write this down.
And I haven't seen it, but there is a Life Size 2, and I have heard that Life Size 2 is amazing.
Who's in Life Size 2? Tyra Banks and
Tyra
Lindsay
Banks
Lohan?
for sure. I don't know if Lindsay's in it, but definitely Tyra.
Watch. Okay, and you know what makes me want... Also, I have a list, actually, of movies that I want to watch, and I'm going to add The Parent Trap, because it's just such a good movie.
I love The Parent Trap.
I have seen The Parent Trap at least 1,000 times.
Oh, I haven't seen it enough.
It's
I love
so
it.
good.
Okay, this one is a little obscure, but also very good. I'll give you a hint. It is a movie.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't want hints unless I ask for hints.
Okay. Well, sorry. Who's this? What is this?
Oh, okay. So that's Kirstie Alley. But I have no idea what movie this is, but she's like obviously a fairy godmother
No.
or like a tooth fairy.
Tooth Fairy!
Okay, yeah, but I have never seen it.
Okay, this was a movie called Toothless, and I loved it. And I loved Kirstie Alley. Like, she was like my favorite
Well,
actress.
She was amazing in the
Amazing.
90s. Amazing.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two is fantastic.
Look Who's Talking.
Yes, she's great.
So good. I love her.
Okay, I have to write down a few things so that I can remember them because I want to do this to you.
Okay. That was the last one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so stay tuned for next week when Cher gives me the millennial quiz.
I'm very, very excited.
Okay.
I already have a few.
I'm very excited too. Okay.
This was great. Thank you so much, Allie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Really appreciate that. I want to throw it out there as well for anybody who has ever been to Europe. I would really love your suggestions on some cool places to go.
Not me. Unfortunately.
So depressing.
I know.
I already have like our agenda, know where we're going to be every day, but now I'm just looking for like cool places to go see or good restaurants to go check out or whatever, because I really like to know what other people have done. And obviously I know of a lot of the touristy things to do in some of these places, but I'd like to some kind of off the beat track kind of stuff. So if you have any of those, please send them through.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video I sent you today on Instagram?
No.
What the hell?
I haven't been on. It's
Okay.
just this literally my life. I have to like use a planner right now because my life is like hour by hour.
Okay.
So
We were graced with the Beverly
trailer
Hills
of Beverly
trailer.
Hills. So I saw that you sent it, and I was like, I'm gonna have to look at this later because this just
I was
requires some time.
screaming. Okay.
Tell us about it.
Okay. It looks very dramatic.
Why?
Okay. Rinna is up to her old tricks. Erica is like being like a horrible person by the sounds of it.
She has slowly become that way as time has gone on. Like
Yeah.
when she first came on, I was kind of like, I don't know about this Erica chick. And then over time, I was like, I really like her. You're my favorite. I totally believe in you.
Yeah.
And then as time has gone on, it's like, I don't know.
So the clip I saw, she was getting very upset at Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, you're siding with the victims. And Crystal's like, well, I'm not siding with the victims. And Erica, leans in at the Erica, like
Crazy, psycho,
crazy, like
intimidated. I'm going to eat your face.
I'm going to kill you. The only person that I care about is me. Whoa. I got chills.
I got chills and I haven't even watched it.
Lisa Rinna is like trying to take down Kathy Hilton.
Really? Why?
I don't exactly know.
Aren't they friends?
Yeah. They show a very dramatic scene where it's Kathy, Kyle, and Rinna. Mm-hmm. And Rinna calls out Kathy for something. We don't know what. And Kyle and Kathy get into a little bit. And Kathy just kind of looks at Kyle and is like, Kyle. So I don't know what that's about, but I have a feeling it's gonna be very dramatic.
Interesting.
And then of course the whole Dorit getting broken into.
Oh yeah, because that happened the first day of filming.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And it comes out when? May 22nd?
No, May 11th.
May 11th.
Close.
I'm gonna have to write that down on my planner.
Yes.
And that's a Wednesday?
I don't know. Because it changes sometimes.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Okay.
May 11th.
Okay, so they're waiting till Real Housewives of Orange County is over.
Very excited. Can't wait. Looking forward to it.
Wait.
Cool. That's like really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been making a list of movies that I want to watch, and I watched Juno the other night.
I love Juno.
Great
I haven't seen
movie.
it in so long.
Well, I hadn't seen it in a really long time either, and I mean, Ellen Page, who's now Elliot Page, does fantastic in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's so funny. I love Jason Bateman in anything.
Right.
So that it was a really great movie. I mean, I had watched that movie a couple of times back when it first came out, and I'm not super into that like indie style of music or anything, but it was a good movie. And then I also watched Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I had never seen it either. I didn't even know what it was about. And so I just threw it on. It was a very good movie. And what I like about it is the way that it's filmed, because it kind of does this where the first 10 minutes or so is what it wants you to see. And then all of a sudden it switches and it's working backwards all the way up to that point.
Okay.
So it's a little confusing because you're kind of like, I don't know really where I am until it gets to that spot.
Right.
It's a very, very interesting movie, and you should watch it.
I'll have to watch it.
I mean, it's like a critically acclaimed movie, right? And I just had never seen it.
It won Oscars, didn't it?
I'm almost positive that it won Oscars. I mean, Kate Winslet in anything is fantastic.
Oh, I couldn't remember. Who else is in that?
Jim Carrey.
Is Scarlett Johansson in it?
No, it's got Kirsten Dunst, Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, Mark Ruffalo, and Elijah Wood.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my boss is calling me, but that's just sorry. You're just gonna have to wait for that.
Sorry about
Good movie.
it.
And so the rest of the ones that are on my list now are movies that I have seen or I haven't seen. Like I've never seen Pretty Woman.
Oh, that's a very good movie.
I know. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've also never seen the movie Milk.
No, neither have I.
Sean Penn.
Yeah.
I've also never seen Notting Hill.
I don't think I've seen that either.
With Hugh Grant and Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie What Lies Beneath?
No.
So it's got Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. Mm-hmm. And they live in like a lake house. And basically she dies. His wife dies, but she comes back to haunt him kind of thing. It's very good.
Sounds kind of like The Lake House.
Well, The Lake House is about people leaving letters in their mailboxes.
But isn't she dead?
I don't know. That whole movie is kind of stupid. I feel like I've watched half of it and then I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
And I hate Keanu Reeves, so I do. He's just not my thing.
Oh, so that is funny.
So other movies that I have on here that I have seen before are like, I want to watch Scary Movie again.
Okay.
Great movie. Ferris Bueller.
Oh, I love Ferris Bueller.
Finding Neverland. Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
I never have either, and I've heard it's amazing. I want to watch all the Godfather movies. Clue. Have you seen the Clue movie?
No.
Great movie. You should watch it. It was made in, I believe, the 80s or the 90s.
Yes.
Probably the 90s. Right. Uh-huh. And it has like Martin Mull,
I love
Tim
him.
Curry. Yeah. There's a few other people in it that you've seen, and it's all just based on the board game, but it's so funny.
Okay, yes, I've heard this before.
It's like that, like slapsticky comedy. Like it's just so funny. Like Mrs. White is hilarious, and
who plays Mrs. White?
I don't remember. I don't think that you would necessarily know.
I would guess. If I was going to guess, I would say Cloris Leachman.
No. Madeline Kahn.
I don't know who
plays
that
her. You've probably seen her in other things. She was in Young Frankenstein, like a lot of like Mel Brooks stuff. Blazing Saddles.
Okay,
so there's
stuff I've never seen.
There's a part where she's talking about her husbands, and somebody says, "How many husbands have you had?" And she goes, "Mine or other women's." And she says, "I believe that men are like Kleenex. Comforting and disposable." Like a lot of like really cute, funny lines like that. And apparently they're remaking Clue, and it's going to come out this year or next year, which I'm really excited about. It has like, Jason Bateman and Ryan Reynolds maybe. So that's kind of cool. But it's such a great movie. It came out in 1983. So if you've never seen that movie, watch it because it's a classic for sure.
Since we're on this topic, this is on my list. Apparently, Shrek is making a big comeback.
Yes, I've seen this on TikTok.
Okay, so
I don't understand why.
I was on Instagram and Rod was talking to these two young girls on his podcast. Don't know who they are because I'm way too old.
Fair.
And I'm the same age as Rod, by the way.
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, yeah, we're born in like 2002. And he was like, you were born after Shrek. Like that's like the
okay, that's
like the
hilarious.
Line. Before Shrek, were you born before Shrek or after Shrek? So Shrek's making Shrek's making a big comeback. Everyone's watching Shrek. There's that stupid like Instagram filter that's like Shrek in the sky, which is so weird.
In the leather pantsuit, dancing, like crumping in the sky, and I don't understand.
So, also, next month, I can't remember when this is.
Is it the 20th year anniversary?
No, no. Okay, so my friends invited me to go to trivia night at Riot Brewery, and I couldn't go that particular night. And so we decided we're going to go to the next trivia night. Well, the next trivia night is
Shrek trivia? No.
So I started watching it.
Shrek trivia. Like,
Well, I started watching it again. So I watched.
I feel like I'd be great at Shrek trivia.
I watched the first 3, and like those movies are so good.
I saw Shrek in theaters 5 times.
Yeah, I believe that.
I've never seen another movie in theaters more than that. It's great.
The second one is my favorite.
The second one's hilarious.
So good.
When I was a kid, I used to rewatch DVDs that I had, and every single morning I would rewatch the DVD.
Yeah.
And I've watched that movie so many times. The music in that movie,
the music is so good.
Incredible.
I remember the special features were so good.
Oh yeah, and the games that they had.
Yeah. Man, like, why don't we have DVDs anymore? The special features on DVDs,
I know, all the deleted scenes,
incredible,
and like the documentary or
bloopers,
the director's cut,
commentary. I love a good commentary.
I love a good blooper. I love bloopers. I have watched Seinfeld and Friends bloopers up the yin yang.
Same.
I want to go to Shrek trivia.
We should go.
When is it?
I can't remember.
Okay then.
I'll have to look it up, but it's at Riot Brewery.
I would like to go.
Yeah, we should go.
Okay, deal.
Okay.
Now that we've got that settled. Okay, well, I should probably call my boss back, honestly.
Okay, I just wanted to say one more thing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Real estate related.
Okay.
Okay, so I just need to find this article. Please bear with me for 1 second.
She tries to talk about something and then she's not even ready.
I'm really sorry.
Didn't we learn about that like last week?
I'm really sorry.
When I tried to talk about the mouth thing and then I didn't have it ready to go and it kind of ruined the whole joke.
I'm ready. You took 10 minutes.
I know. I feel really bad about it.
I'm actually ready now.
You know what? The power of editing, though.
True. Okay. So the new federal budget, they have a $10 billion housing plan. Okay.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
About the federal budget? I saw a TikTok today that talked about how it's like a common tradition that when the federal budget is announced, whatever shoes the finance minister is wearing is supposed to like set the tone for the financial budget for the year.
Okay.
So I guess last year the finance minister was a woman and she was wearing heels that were bought from a woman-owned business in Toronto.
Okay.
So I don't know what the shoes were for today, but I'm like very intrigued.
Okay, well, stay tuned for that.
I'll let you know.
Okay, so the main thing that so I don't know. They haven't gone into detail about what everything is yet.
Right.
So there's the first thing, and so the first thing is that there's going to be a new like bank account that you can, a tax-free first home savings account. Canadians under 40 will allow them to save up to $40,000 towards their first home. Great. That sounds great.
Isn't that basically just a TFSA?
Well, that's my question. What does that mean? And I saw somebody else criticizing that because it's like, I couldn't buy my first house because I didn't have the right bank account. It's not that I didn't have the money.
I can have another bank account with no money in it.
Oh, I just needed the right bank account.
That makes sense.
Why didn't I think of that? So I need more details on that before I comment. But
I thought that was what a TFSA was for.
Well,
because it's tax free.
Okay, it will allow first-time home buyers would be able to withdraw this money tax-free to put towards their first home purchase with no requirement to repay it. What? Like what?
So I guess it's kind of like, that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Because it's not the same as like the federal homeowners grant.
Right.
So I don't understand why they wouldn't just be encouraging you to use a TFSA. And what does this mean? So this just means you can go to any bank and open that account if you want to. It's not like the government's just going to open it up and say, here, everyone has it. It's just...
So I don't know exactly what that means. But, okay, the main thing is there's going to be a 2-year ban on foreign home buyers. So not a foreign home buyer's tax. They just will not be allowed to purchase homes here in Canada. There are a lot of loopholes, though.
Yeah.
So some of the loopholes include, sorry, let me just find it. I'm reading this off of an article on CTV News.
I like that the article tells you what the loopholes are.
Well, okay. So foreigners who are purchasing their primary residence here in Canada will be exempt. So anybody can just move here.
Yeah, so that doesn't really change anything.
How is that regulated?
Exactly.
How are you going to know whether or not this is their primary residence?
Right.
Like,
well, I guess because they send out the speculation tax every year, and you have to fill that out and say that this is your primary residence. And so if you lie on that, it's considered fraudulent.
Right.
And if you say that no, it's not your primary residence, then you would get taxed. And then I assume that you would probably get taxed or fined or something again.
Well, I'm sure, but like, okay, so what is as a realtor, I don't know if somebody has another house in China.
No.
Or something like that.
No, and you're not asking if it's necessarily their primary residence, and it's not up to you to police that.
No, so that's my question. How does that work? Also, foreigners are buying their primary residence. That's fine. There's also this article doesn't say, but also, okay, so I read that students are exempt, but a lot of foreign buyers are already using that loophole.
Right.
So they will just buy a house for their kid to live in, and then they go to school here. So I'm not sure how much this will really deter people. It, I guess, will deter people who are coming to buy a second house or just wanting to park their money somewhere.
This just sounds like a whole lot of bullshit. Like, it just sounds like a whole lot of like the government being like, we're going to implement these things just to make people happy. And in reality, it doesn't change anything.
Kind of like sounds like xenophobic, doesn't it?
Yeah, like nothing has actually changed.
So, I mean, it'll make some people happy on paper. So we'll see.
Weird.
We'll see. I don't know. This is just the first we're hearing about this. So stay tuned.
We'll let you know. Because we're very heavily involved in the federal budget.
We should have our friend on who works in government.
Who is that?
I don't want to say it. Our friend.
Okay. I don't know.
Yes, you do. we'll talk about this later.
If I know that they work.
Yes, you do.
Okay. I was thinking federal government.
It is federal government.
Okay, and that about wraps it up.
Sorry about that.
Thank you for joining us. This has been magical. Clearly, it's been a while since I've had some wine.
We should definitely keep drinking wine on the podcast.
I agree. Okay, this has been great. I have to go call my boss now.
Okay.
So, love you all.
Love you all. Thank you so much for listening.
And we will see you next week.
Rate us 5 stars. Follow us.
Oh, what do they rate us 5 stars on? Spotify? Can you rate people?
I don't know. I'm thinking of Apple
There's
Podcasts.
like literally nothing that they can rate us on.
Okay, never mind. Just
Okay, great.
whatever.
Bye.
Like and share. Bye.